I am Eggman. All hail the egg.
All hail the egg. All hail the egg. All hail the egg. All sing out in our chances day. All hail the egg. All hail the egg. All hail the egg. All hail the egg. All sing out in our chances day. All hail the egg.
All good?
Oh, very good actually. What are you doing here then? We're shooting something today, are we?
Where are we?
Brilliant intro. We are at the headquarters of Vitus Bicycles here in Northern Ireland in Belfast. And hello mate, can I see your pass please? I mean, I've just done security for a little bit here.
No bother at all.
Tom, yeah, that's
I'll
fine.
check
Well done Tom, thank you, thank you. Have a good day, have a good day.
Have a good one, cheers.
Yes, I'm here at headquarters, just basically going to be running the show for the day. Before we even enter the office, the heritage of the brand, I don't want to sound like an advert for Vitus, but I'm going to, because it's not Sean Kelly's bike, it's someone called F Covers. I mean, who knows who he was back in the day, but look at the heritage of it. Tour de France stage winning bikes, they never won it overall, did they? But Vitus, been around since 1908. Just made that up. Yep. But they're great, let's go. Are there any eggs in this kitchen?
I don't know. You can try the fridge then.
AJ, we got a problem.
You're out of luck.
We have got a problem. What? Let's go. TJ, let's go.
There is a shop nearby.
I'm sorry.
No, we said, we put that in the contract. They would always,
I'm sorry.
we said that they would always, you know what we told, it was stipulated that there'd be at least a dozen eggs in there.
I made a mistake. Rob.
Oh my God.
Someone took them
Rob,
out.
it's my.
No, sorry, we're off, let's go.
Rob,
You know, there's sponsors, and then there's sponsors.
Rob, you're embarrassing me now. You stay. Rob.
We were on such a good thing too.
Rob.
So you, Cole, you designed my custom bike, the amazing Vitus E-Summit HRC replica. Amazing, amazing. And go on and talk me through it.
So I suppose this is one of the easiest sort of custom bikes to do because you have a lot of content.
Unusable quotes that you managed to dig up.
Usable quotes. The
All of these will lose me my job now.
The Tony Bow. Well, we actually had to do a censorship on all your quotes.
Really or not?
You know, really, there's some we can use. You couldn't even flip and censor them. No offense.
No, that's true. That's true. They were pretty bad. Can you believe they went out on Freecaster? Like they were broadcasted.
So we started off with making a bike like Tony Bow's bike.
Yeah, like the Repsol Honda.
Like the Repsol Honda. So that's what we started with, and then we thought, right, this bike's pretty cool, but it's pretty basic. So what do we do to jazz it up? So then all of a sudden, Rob's quotes come into it. So we used a two-tone sort of paint effect to make the quotes subtle, so when you get up close, then you can actually start reading.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because you can't see them. They're sort of almost subliminal. That bike has never been ridden. That bike will.
Not once.
I might have ridden it.
Did I hear word that you read it once? Yeah.
No, they wouldn't let me ride it at the time. And then, no, I don't think I've ever ridden. I mean, I might have ridden it up and down the garden, but I haven't ridden it. I've never ridden it. No, and I never will ride it. Because why would you ride a work of art? Well, thanks. I mean, it was quite a chat. AJ, where you going?
Wait.
Where you going? Please take control, AJ. I don't work here.
Come on.
I don't work here, mate. I mean, for God's sake. Enrique, all right, mate. How are you? All right, nice to meet you. Good, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. What do you do then?
So I'm
All right, mate. All right. Incredible. What do you do?
So I'm concept designer for.
You're not Irish, are you?
Not quite.
The name
Not yet.
Enrique
No,
did
yeah,
hint that.
Video,
Where are you from?
Video club, Spanish.
Hispania.
Yeah.
I love Hispania.
So yeah, I'm concept designer for Vitus bikes. So I.
Concept designer. What does that mean?
So I usually get the style of the bicycles that we do. We just get the engineering does the suspension design or the geometry, and then they pass it to me. And we
So you get like the points.
Yeah.
where it all needs
say
to
that.
be, and then
we can start before that, but we usually prefer to do with the real geometry, so we get a better, a more realistic concept of what we are going to do later on. So we think in the forms, the shapes that we want to do, how it's going to be aesthetically pleasant, since buying a bicycle is not just a rational move, it's really, really a lot of money, and it's a very emotional purchase.
yeah.
The look of it is important too.
Do you think, what's more important, the way a bike works or the way a bike looks?
The way it looks.
I agree. Yeah. Do you draw that by hand?
Yeah, but this is just freehand, just sketches on the.
Literally, though, that's how a bike shape can start.
So that's how I start with just
No
sketches on
way.
here, then
It's pretty wild, actually, isn't it?
and shapes of whatever you want to do, and just keep looking at shapes that we like or not, and then I start putting something together more on what the style we would like to do. This is very, very rough sketching just to see where.
Pretty nice. So I can see, you can see it though, right? So once you got the design kind of roughly what you want, this is like now we're into the more details, right?
Yes.
And you have a heavy role in what you give to the engineers then.
Well, obviously the engineers have the goal to make everything work.
And strong enough.
If everything that I do, it's not engineer's zone.
Do they sometimes come back and go, that's not going to work?
Yeah, of course.
A lot,
We're
yeah.
all the time coming back and forward, and obviously have the final say in what it works, because we want the bicycles to look good.
But they gotta work
A
good.
part of the jokes is that they
Yeah,
work well.
yeah.
A part of all the jokes. So once I do with all this, once we get the size, we go for this. I do some sections for the engineers. I pass that to the engineers, and they start doing the 3D model. Then we are back and forward seeing we like this, we don't like this. Sometimes they do things that they work, but really we could make them nicer.
He's plotting bikes, he's plotting global takeovers of other worlds. Thanks a lot, bud.
Right, okay. See you soon.
Hello, lads, all right? Hey?
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Very well. So, what do you do?
My name is Alan, and I am the design manager for the House Brands team. So I am responsible for the engineering design of all the fun things that Enrique draws, and telling him that none of it can be done. Pretty much.
So you're the next step on.
Yeah,
You're the engineer that he battles. He gives you all these lovely drawings. You've given him what you need to work. He's done that. Come back to you, and then you go, no, that's going to break there. That ain't going to work. That ain't going to work.
So the first step you actually rightly mentioned was our linkage design. So Dale isn't here today, but Dale is responsible for the kinematic design of our full range. So obviously it's important to have a bike that looks great. It's important to have a bike that works reliably for our customers and is fully serviceable. But it's more important to have a bike that rides well, and that's something that we do throughout the full brand, is to ensure that we're designing bikes for real riders, but with all of our experience at the top end of their game. So we actually design, and Dale is exceptionally good at designing bikes that will feel superb throughout their travel. Most importantly, use all of their travel when they're being out on the trails, so they're not holding back, but using it appropriately and supporting the rider when they need supported, but being supple when you also want a little bit of activity.
Yeah, to me, I mean, you want the first part. This is what I would think. You want the first part of the travel supple, and then obviously to ramp up. But that isn't always like a progressive rising rate, is it? Sometimes that comes from a flat rate, and then the shock does the work. And someone even told me that falling rate can feel better once, back in the day when I was a bit more involved with.
As you can see here, our rate is not static through its range. It does change. The right person to talk to would be Dale for kinematics, and you could talk to him for about 10 hours on this one bike. So we work in SolidWorks, we work in 3D, and we take every single part of the bike and we design it from scratch.
No way. Is that what they call? Is this CAD? Computer aided design.
This is computer aided design. We run SolidWorks. We're currently running SolidWorks 2021. And what we do.
That's unreal, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I can literally take the bike and I can move it through its travel.
No way. So you can work out the wheel travel, everything from that without. So that's cut out making models, right?
It doesn't cut out making models completely.
Doesn't it?
We still 3D print. 3D printing is a big part of our workflow.
So that is a 3D printed engine mount.
That is that's actually what's on my screen at the moment.
It's exact model.
This is the reason that we do 3D printing. You can see on screen, I mean, we can do tolerances, we can work out the design of every single part. I can make it exactly what we think it needs to be, but think isn't good enough, we need to know for sure. So we 3D print, and we'll create a 3D printable part, just like this one, and then we can actually attach real components to it, and we can verify that those real components fit.
Is that right? What, like literally everything's correct? It's like a double check, because that should be accurate, right? But this is like a, I mean, there's,
So this is built to tolerance and accurate.
Yeah.
But how things look in real life when they're all built up
I
isn't necessarily
see.
what you see on the screen. We can do some clever things on this. I mean, I can take this guy and I can evaluate it. I can do zebra stripes, so I can see it like a car. So
no
I
way.
can pretty much see like you would do in a body shop in a car. I can
Yeah,
see
like to see where the errors are.
I can do
faults.
that, or I can check the curvature on the part, so I can see where any little surface changes are and where we expect them to be. So I can get a high degree of confidence from CAD that what we're going to get is right.
Then you 3D
not
print it,
certain.
and this, right, I believe is a very expensive process to make that. Is that worth a lot of money or cost a lot of money to make?
That part isn't that dear. The machine and the time on the machine is the expensive bit.
No thanks though, that's interesting, isn't it?
How did that work for you?
You do the intro, AJ. I'm not doing it. Go on, yeah. So we've got some secret news for you, what is it?
2022 colorway.
We got the 2022 colourways here, is that right?
Yes, we're probably talking to engineers then, so they give us a mock-up then or a line drawn of the frames, and then what we'll have to do then is take that and then start applying colours and basically simple, that's a simple
Hang on,
way.
so do you literally, is your job literally to colour the bikes in?
Practically, yeah, some of it is like, yeah.
We make them look
There's,
pretty.
No way.
there's some other aspects to it as well.
What training do you need? I mean, I feel like I could have a good go at it.
Oh yeah, you're probably good, like.
That's amazing. I notice like a lot of the Vitus bikes have a fade. Is that a Vitus thing? Do you know what I mean? Like one colour blending in there, or
Not necessarily. It's
Not all.
following a trend.
Yeah, not all, like, yeah.
is it going away that a bit? Or I noticed it was more
I
in
think
previous.
it is, yeah, in previous years, as you say, it probably was
Yeah.
a big thing, like, but now I'd say it's more like masking and stuff's coming into the game. If you look at like the Canyon or different brands you got, there's a lot of masks or different things coming in, like, so.
Yeah.
But you know yourself, trends.
No, it all goes
trends
round
do
like,
change, like.
yeah, 5 years ago you couldn't get a big enough logo on the bikes. Now you can't tell what brand of bike it is. It's like, it's weird, isn't it?
We'll mock up the 3D render frames.
These are actually 22 colours.
Yes, they are.
They made it. I love that.
These are the cuts.
That primer grey is sick.
Oh, it's really nice.
British Racing Green.
Yeah. A nice deep burgundy red.
Are these actual painted bikes or are these mock-ups on the computer?
There are mock-ups.
But they're exactly right.
Pretty much, yeah.
No way, you can do all
We can
that.
get them. So then we send all the information off to the factories. So those files are just like this. So we give as much detail as possible with our
That's pretty, isn't
colours.
it? Is that a 22?
That's a 22 mock-up. That's not like the full.
I like that. Doesn't that look nice? Colour's massive, isn't
They
it?
can make or break a bike, definitely.
Yeah, without a doubt. That's right, no doubt.
That's why we always try to pick the best and the premium colour. You know, colours that have a little bit of a depth to them or have something subtle that's just striking. It's not just like a random thing.
You want it to stand out, you want it to be attractive, basically.
Well, that cyclocross bike I saw yesterday in the shop, the 22,
Yeah.
pink and blue on it,
Yeah, the energy.
that is,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
what?
lovely,
See,
like.
that's risky, but you've pulled it off. There must be a limit on how risky you go. You're not going to probably make this fluorescent yellow and this fluorescent pink, right? Not yet.
No. It's all about your demographic too.
Yeah, that has to influence. Yeah, you can't be too outlandish. What's that? A summit?
It's a scarp.
And a scarp, is it?
Yeah, just one of the scarps previously. And then you can kind of see it graduated from an alloy frame up to the carbon front triangle.
And all carbon bikes probably start life as an aluminium bike, right?
Yeah. As a test meal.
Till you get everything right before you spend a load of money on a mould. It's got to work in alley.
Through a lot of the ranges now, the guys in the R&D team will have tested a lot of the concepts that they want to, where they feel the geometry changes need to go.
Sorry.
Reckon of this.
Try it.
And then obviously in that, we're then factoring that into our up and coming design changes. And we're getting sample bikes from the factories, and we're obviously then putting them through the paces on the trails. Is obviously a massive part of the.
Oh, that's right.
So I think
So you
as
don't
well.
just, yeah. So once you've, Christ, it's a long old process, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the working prototype now.
Yeah. So this is the prototype. That's been
And this is a
tested.
year what bike?
2022.
And are we allowed to say what it is?
Probably not.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it'll be just kind of
But this is going to be coming out as one of the Vitus range this year.
It's one of the biggest updates we have for 2022.
You might know what it is, and it's not paint or anything, but I can see that it is ridden, and that's what you said. That like, so how much you will? That was just the team, and I went riding with you all yesterday, so I know that everyone can ride, including Michael, the boss. But they, you just literally go out, ride them, make notes, try and break them, smash them.
Yeah, to the best of our abilities. We're trying to replicate what riders are doing themselves.
Well, you do because you are riders.
Oh, of course, that's it. Yeah.
That's right.
We're all riders as part of the team.
Here's a question for you, and I'm not talking about Vitus here, but probably more about component manufacturers. Well, you tell me. But like when the new standard comes along, like boost, the boost hubs, the boost, the width of the frame at the back, is that actually a development in bike, in the way the bike will work, or is that actually just done so that everyone rushes out and buys a new bike and has to buy all the new gear? Like, are they valid? Are all these progressions valid, or are a lot of them just for marketing, do you think?
Well, no, some of them are valid, I would say, but I think there's a few that have maybe came out and haven't necessarily caught on, which I think you can see.
But there's too much money invested for it just to be cosmetic kind of thing usually.
Yeah, and it might fade out in the next few years, but I suppose as part of Vitus, we're ensuring that we're trying to provide the customer with the features that we think are valid and that we're looking to continue on in our range for the next few years. We're not trying to push people onto the latest bike just because we say they should be on.
Because the back end's 10 mil wider.
Yeah, we want it to be for the next iteration of the bike is for performance, and it's founded on performance.
Yeah.
So that we're providing the best product to the customer.
What works?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we're doing that through our own testing. So if a new standard comes out, we'll get a sample made up and we'll know if it's actually genuine or not. And if it is and we think it's worthwhile, then it'll be something that's featured in the range.
Yeah.
But if it's not, then we're going to stick with what we think the customer is looking for. We're trying to offer performance at multiple different price points too.
Yeah, well,
and obviously the direct to consumer model really helps us with that.
Well, that's right, because Vitus is sell direct, as I would call it, right? And that takes out, about 20% done it out of the final value?
Yeah, well, it takes out the middleman.
Yeah.
So, we're focusing on the features and the specifications that we think are necessary. And obviously the background R&D development that is we feel crucial for the bikes as well. And we're only incorporating then what we think is going to give the best quality final product to the consumer.
Yeah.
And by taking out that middleman, we're able to achieve
invest more back into the bikes. Yeah. So that is it. We followed the entire process of a Vitus bike, start to finish, didn't we?
Yep.
And it's all done under this roof.
Exactly.
Apart from the build.
Yes.
But yeah, nice to see, isn't it? Who else wants to join the egg cult? You, sir?
No. Yeah, why not?
Yes, bro. We need to go outside. It's a small ceremony. It won't take a second or two. Come on, dude. Let's go. Yeah, if the whole office could come and watch, it'll definitely happen. Just the usual day at the Vitus office. I must say, I've never had a sponsor that has embraced the cult quite like this. It's incredible. Yeah. So, unfortunately, there's one stipulation is that basically you need to kneel, then you need to feel the yoke, and then you need to stand up and say, "All hail the egg," and that's it, you're in the club. Okay. You're in the cult. Cool. So, yeah, if you could kneel. I actually feel bad about it. Do it. Ready?
I feel bad about volunteering.
Okay, what was it I have to say?
I am the Eggman.
Yeah. I am Eggman. All hail the egg. Now stand up, all hail the egg, and you're in.
All hail the egg.
Yes, bro. Just from a distance. Thanks, dude.
Oh dear.
Another cult member. What's it feel like to be in a cult?
I don't know. It's first for everything.
Don't worry, we'll be in touch soon. Can you get the lift, engineer? It's stopped. You need to go, didn't you?
Yeah, I got to get a taxi there.
All right, so well, thanks for watching. It's been an amazing couple of days here in Belfast, amazing city. It's been fantastic to meet the Vitus crew and go riding with them on the mountains around here. You can see why the bikes are so good. So just getting comfortable. That only really leaves me to say thanks for watching, like or subscribe, and all hail the egg. Cult members, you know who you are. We'll see you next time. Cheers. Just get someone to help me, would you?
I'm off, bro.
I can't even walk off in this one. I'll just get my feet off the ground, okay? I'm gone.